Hey guys, Charles Powers, and today I'm going to be sharing with you guys a developer interview that I had the pleasure and privilege of snagging while we were at Ubisoft's Far Cry Primal event in San Francisco. Now, I'm not going to go into too much detail about the interview because you're going to watch it here in a little bit. But I will say, if you didn't get a chance to see my hands-on preview of Far Cry Primal, click somewhere on the screen. Now, pause this, go take a look. The game is awesome. So pause this, go there, watch it, come back, and here we go. Hey guys, Charles Powers here, and I just finished playing Far Cry Primal. I've got a lot of things to say about this, but I'm sitting here with Naomi, one of the concept artists. And hey, first of all, playing the game, I just gotta say, it feels a lot like Far Cry, which is great. You have that great exploration, man versus beast thing going on, which is expounded on even more, I feel like, with the whole prehistoric era. Can you tell me how you guys, came about that? Like, what was the process of, you guys deciding to go prehistoric with Far Cry?
So we wanted to bring the players to a new and exciting experience, something fresh. So firstly, what we did is we thought of settings, and Stone Age is something that gets people very excited about. So we started to do research on that. We looked at movies and comics, but more importantly, we really took the time to do some research, anthropologic research in that time, and had some consultants come in and help us to give us as much information as possible on what the Stone Age was like. And after we got all that information, we sort of took all that and started building on it and exaggerating some things to make it a really fun experience for the player.
Fun is right. I know you mentioned getting some anthropology in there. Okay, so for me, it was really cool the language that's spoken in the game, and I was listening, trying to see if I'd hear some weird stuff like, okay, they're repeating that, so that's clearly not the word for that. But it sounded like an actual language. Was it?
Yes, actually. Part of our research, we talked with Andrew and Brenna Bird, who are linguists, specialists, and we had them help us with developing language. So we looked at, what people would speak back then, and Proto-Indo-European, PIE for short, is kind of like the origin of a lot of languages. So we went with something like that so we could have the players live a very immersive experience, because if we went with any other language, like it may be a bit too close to modern times. So they really helped us build that language to be a bit more simple and easy to understand, because there's a lot of complicated sounds in it. And we actually developed 3 different versions of that language for each of the tribes, so they each had their own identity in the game.
Wow, that's cool. And so I played a couple hours of it, and of Far Cry Primal, and sitting there, I was reading the subtitles, and at first I thought that it'll be something that would be kind of distracting, but as I played it, I was like, whoa, I'm actually listening to these guys. I'm trying to pick up on words on the language, and it does add to the whole immersion factor of it. One of the other things that I felt added a lot to the immersion was just for lack of a better word, the primal nature of the animals in the game. I mean, when I first started playing, I kind of was shocked when I saw animals attacking each other, which isn't really shocking because previous Far Cry's had that. But I don't know, that was great. So can you tell me a little bit about the process of how the AI for the animals came about?
So for the animals, they're such an important part of the Stone Age that we really focused a lot of effort on that. We actually kind of roughly doubled the number of animals from previous Far Cry games to make it much denser, because back then man didn't have as much of an imprint in the world as now, so there was a lot more room for animals and land and everything to flourish. Actually there'll be a lot of animal interactions, and the thing that I really like in it is the Beastmaster feature, where as you're struggling to fight against nature, you'll also develop a connection with it and be able to tame the beasts that you encounter in the world. That's pretty cool. Animals have a very big importance in the games.
Yeah. So about the Beastmaster, I didn't play too much of that, but the few, the little time I had with it was really awesome because it looked like you could control different animals. And is that a set? I guess not really number, but are there a set types of animals that you can control, or are we kind of free to control whoever or whatever we want?
It's mostly predators. I think you'll have around like 14 different kinds of animals that you'll be able to tame, but they all each have their own specific kind of uniqueness in their variety. So for example, the felines, they will like do stealth with you. So if you summon like a cave lion or a jaguar or things like that, they will stealth with you. Or the bears, the cave bears as well, like you can just use them to tank. They're like take a lot of damage. So you can really play around with how your playstyle is. Different animals will actually affect that. You can also have the honey badger at some point, which is pretty bad. He's probably the most badass of all of the animals, really. But yeah, you'll have access to all sorts of different animals and strategies.
Okay, that's awesome. Speaking of strategies, I noticed, of course, from previous games as well, that you really do have complete freedom as far as what your individual strategy is going around completing the game. I found myself charging head first into like camps of enemies, or sometimes just kind of playing it back and letting my wolf go ahead and scout for me. I want to know, what's your favorite playstyle?
I love stealth. Although I'm terrible at it. I always try to do a stealthy approach because I don't know, bows and arrows and like felines with me like all the way. But I usually fail halfway through it, so then I have to like, okay, I'm gonna summon my bear now and I'm gonna switch my strategy because clearly it failed. But yeah, the stealth is definitely fun.
Okay, cool. That's also my favorite as well. As much as I love, I wish I got to play with the bear because I would have loved going in with a freaking bear and just totally owning it. That would have been awesome. Well, Naomi, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. Had a blast playing the game, by the way. So excited for it when it comes out.
All right, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you didn't pause, before the interview, pause now. Go watch my hands-on. I'm telling you, you guys will love it. Now, we've got a couple of other videos coming out. I've got a couple of other videos I'm working on. So please be sure you subscribe to the Game Fanatics. You can check out thegamefanatics.com for the full article on Far Cry Primal for our full hands-on preview and for our review when it comes out. Or if you just want to hang out with a bunch of gamers, you can subscribe. Follow us on Twitter at The Game Fanatics. You can follow me on Twitter, Snapchat, Instagram, everything. I'm also at Fanatical G. Until next time, guys.